Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's episode 5 of The Last Dance. We pick it up at the 1998 All-Star Game. And they had a touching in memory of Kobe Bryant tag at the beginning. And they had Kobe who said, they were playing and they had a lot of fun at that 1998 All-Star Game. But also, Kobe used to get comments of, yeah, Kobe, you'd beat Jordan in a game of one-on-one, and Kobe was like, doesn't really matter because everything you see of me comes from him. So it is what it is. And that's kind of how he looked at it. Michael had a great 1998 NBA All Star game. And this is where the joke comes in from the commissioner at the time, David Stern. I'm only going to give him this trophy if he promises to come back and do it again. And of course, that was a joke because of the Bulls' uh, upheaval, if you will, with Jerry Krause, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, and all the rest of the crew. Then it goes back to 1984 when Mike was dealing with Mike. I think he wanted to go with Adidas or Converse or one of those companies, and he's like, "I'm not going to Nike." And his mom's like, "Look, you don't have to like it, you don't have to even accept it, but you have to at least hear Nike out when it comes to these endorsement deals." So Mike went to Nike, and Nike, I guess, made a pitch that he couldn't refuse because at the time, the only athletes that were getting their own shoes were the big boys like Mike or Magic, Larry, and tennis players using running shoes and things like that, and endorsement deals. And Mike signs with Nike, and he gets some outrageous amount of money for the time, and he hadn't played a game yet, and it was so weird because Nike was hoping to sell 3 or 4 million pairs of shoes, I guess, at the time, and they ended up selling like 126 million. There was no doubt that Michael Jordan was the guy. And if you're enjoying the content so far, drop a like on the video so more people see it, and subscribe to the channel if you're new, please. But anyways, so Mike signs with Nike, and this is important for later in the episode, as they then flash forward to 1998, where Jordan is playing the New York Knicks, and there's a lot of speculation that this could be his final time in Madison Square Garden. And for that iteration of the Bulls, of course, it was, but they didn't know that at the time. And Michael chose to wear his Jordan 1s, the same ones he wore during his first game in the Garden, the world's most famous arena. And Mike said his feet were killing him by halftime, but he was having such a good game he didn't want to take them off. And so he kept playing in his Jordan 1s because he was having a good game. I believe the Bulls won as well. They were 44-16 at one point. And so he said by the time he got the shoes off, his feet were just soaked in blood from having the circulation cut off from his Jordan 1s, I guess. And it's just that was Mike's competitive drive. And then they went to 1991 and 92. And they did a montage of the 1992 season with Michael and Scotty. And it was a real quick one until they got to the 1992 NBA Finals against the Portland Trail Blazers, where then it cuts to Magic, who's like, I was working for NBC, and we were covering the 92 Finals, and we were playing cards at Mike's house. And Mike was like, you know what's going to happen tomorrow, right? I'm going to put it on this dude. So Mike is going out there in game one. He knocks down like 6 threes, and Magic said every time he did a 3-pointer, he'd just look at Magic, and Magic would be smiling in the corner. And he went, this is the game he went 6 for 6, and he knocked down 6 threes. I don't know if he went 6 for 6 or not, but he knocked down 6 threes, set an NBA record at the time, which I'm sure has been passed several times over for the NBA Finals. Bulls win game one, and then he's like, Magic said that Mike didn't want nobody to have nothing over him, and Mike even said, I respect Clyde, but being compared to me at that time, I was insulted, and I had no fear, so I just attacked him every night. And the Bulls ended up winning the series 4 games to 2 against the Trailblazers. Uh, them telling, and Phil said, you're only as successful when you accomplish the successful thing, and we had to go back to back. So that's what we did. That was Phil's philosophy anyway. But yeah, and then they covered the 1992 Summer Games, which was the first incarnation of the Dream Team. And while I'm here, I will just tell you that not Scotty, Isaiah wasn't on the team. There was a lot of controversy around that, a lot of people blaming Mike, but it was pointed out on the episode that Isaiah had problems with everybody. Isaiah had problems with Michael. Isaiah had problems with Magic. Isaiah had problems with Larry. You get the point. It was one of those things where he didn't fit. And then they talked to Isaiah, and Isaiah was like, I don't know why I wasn't on the dream team. I met the criteria. I wasn't selected. And then Mike goes, as much as I hate Isaiah Thomas, he's one of the two best point guards in my mind behind Magic. And that's just facts. I can't let that get in the way. And, there was the camaraderie where Magic was and Charles were like, we're up 8 in practice. We're beating Mike's team. And I went and told Mike, this is Magic, who said, if you don't turn into Air Jordan, we're going to blow you guys out. And of course, Mike comes down, hits a three. Next trip down, hits a three. Next trip down, drains a jumper. And Magic said, all of a sudden, we look up, we're down 2 points. And they get on the bus on the way to the hotel, and everybody's real quiet, and nobody can figure out what's going on. And finally, I think it was Charles who said, man, I guess we shouldn't have pissed him off. And everybody started laughing, and that was part of the bonding experience for that 92 Dream Team. And, that's just how it goes. And then there was the fact of the commercials directed by Spike Lee. They got into that. They got into Mike's endorsements with McDonald's, Gatorade, Hanes, and the I Want to Be Like Mike commercials, where he was presented with a squeaky clean image. And it was just a fun episode. And then Mike, at the end of the episode, says, it was great to be admired. It was great to be respected. It was great to get to the top of the game. But also, when I was by myself, I couldn't stop thinking of the end mission. And that's what drives me. And that was the end of episode 5 of The Last Dance. And until next time, may your ego come from a place that keeps you humble. I'm Mo Money. Mamba out, like and subscribe.